All right, switching gears here. Don't put those coats away just yet. Punxsutawney Phil catching sight of a shadow yesterday, which means 6 more weeks of winter.
That's right. Phil emerged for the 139th year to share his prediction of the world and his own words or lack thereof. He says to expect a longer winter over an early spring. Chris, what's up?
Well, I'm letting you know that we have other options, such as Tater, our local groundhog, over at Chimney Rock. Now, of course, they didn't do it at Chimney Rock this year, but Tater predicted that spring is right around the corner. Also, a busy marmot, where they also predicted the Super Bowl winner as the Kansas City Chiefs. So if you were a Chiefs fan, you love those double predictions. But I want to let you know that regardless of what Tater is saying or what Phil is saying, it's the second half of winter, which is always going to be leading up to around the 19th to the 21st, depending on what year it is of March. But notice the top 5 biggest snowstorms that we've seen here in Charlotte history. Notice the month: February, March, February, February. All 4 of the top 5 were after Groundhog Day, or AKA the second half of winter. So this is what Larry was saying earlier. This is just really a weird month that anything can go down, but it's not just the month of February, it's also March, where if you go day by day and look at how much it snowed on that given day in Charlotte history, March 2nd is actually the snowiest calendar day. Yeah, it has snowed more on March 2nd than any other day in Charlotte history. 16 times that has happened, and one of those days was over 10 inches of snow. Also, the record cold, the coldest temperature that we've ever had in Charlotte history, -5. However, this comes with a catch. This has actually happened 3 times. This is the bottom. We have not been able to get colder than this temperature. It's happened in December, it's happened in January, and it happened on the coldest Valentine's Day ever back in 1899, -5. Now, typically, if we're just talking about the normals, where we should be after Groundhog Day, it's officially on February 5th, so that will be this Wednesday that we move up to 55. And notice where February goes for our average highs, right around 60 degrees to end the month. And then March, oh, that's nice. You've seen the 60s slowly start to take over before you see the 60s go to the 70s to the mid 70s by April 20th. So yeah, a lot can still go down on the back end of this forecast, how everything goes, but I'm still going to stay optimistic we can get those traffic graphics out of there. So yeah, it depends on who you want to stick by, but I'm definitely going to go by Tater over Punxsutawney Phil, because it's a little bit closer. Tater's guy. Bring right around the corner, and per Larry's forecast, it's a little bit more brand so far.
So Buckeye Chuck said so, and Beauregard down in Atlanta said so too.
Beauregard?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Well, isn't it technically that in 6 weeks it's going to be the start of spring anyway?
Yes.
Isn't that how? Okay, so.
Or if you go by meteorological.
First of March. Yeah. So.
That's the silly thing. And it really just all goes by pretty much like, hey, is it above average, below average, how much snow, yada, yada, yada. And even over the last 5 years, last year, Phil officially predicted that spring is coming early. That's the only time he's been right over the last 5 years. So.
And if you really want to get crazy looking long term, some of the computer models actually next week have some wintry weather in our way. I haven't said too much about it, but yeah, some are indicating there could be something wintry even nearby.
So funny that we have this entire field of meteorology that people go years studying, and we have AI and we have satellites that look, and we still go to a rodent and ask his opinion.
Who's never right.
Who's never right. Who's like a really horrible record.
Yeah. And now he just keeps getting the job. It's just notoriety.
I know.
It's the name.
He is
Job
cute,
security.
though.
Job security, I guess he has.
We do enjoy with the national and the respect of the National Weather Service.